Inheritance Provision for Family and Dependents Ordinance provides an alternative avenue for those who is disinherited from the estate to claim an interest. There is no forced heirship rules in Hong Kong or concept of community property. Common law marriage, de facto marriage, and to a large extent same-sex marriage are not recognized. Family members can be disinherited from a will or intestacy rules because their relationship with the deceased is not recognized. This ordinance allows them to claim appropriate relief. Anyone who has been financially dependent on someone and that person passed away without leaving anything to that dependent can apply for financial provision. In the past, we have come across a number of situations that give rise to a provision claim. A spouse who has been disinherited by a will made by the deceased. An ex-spouse who has been financially provided for by the deceased pursuant to a court order made in the divorce proceedings. A life partner of the deceased who is not married to him or her, who is not entitled to inheritance under Hong Kong intestacy rules. The surviving spouse of a same-sex de facto relationship. And the infant child of a deceased whose entitlement under the intestacy rules is insufficient for his or her future needs. The applicant is required to show that he or she was financially maintained by the deceased unless they are the spouse or infant children of the deceased. In general, the court will consider the following factors: the applicant's financial resources and financial needs, the financial resources and financial needs of any beneficiary in the estate, any obligations and responsibilities which the deceased had towards the applicant or any beneficiary of the estate, the size and nature of the net estate of the deceased, any physical or mental disability of any applicant or any beneficiary of the estate, any other matter, including the conduct of the applicant or any other person, which in the circumstances of the case the court may consider relevant. In addition, if the claim is brought by the spouse of the deceased, the court shall also have regard to the provision which the applicant may reasonably have expected to receive if on the day on which the deceased died, the marriage had been terminated by divorce. The court is empowered under Section 4 of the Ordinance to make one or more of the following order: periodical payments, lump sum payment, transfer of property order, settlement of property order, and acquisition of property order. The court is also empowered to make an interim order if it is satisfied that the applicant is in immediate need of financial assistance. The claim should be brought as soon as possible and in any event within 6 months from the grant being issued.